We came from the codes in the water that were here before the earth and came from another solar system. We are divinely coded and connected to the cosmos. I'm sharing my channeling on our origins, starting with ancient Lemuria. The words are channeled. Please allow the codes to go within and awaken your own cosmic awareness. The winged dragons guarded the energies. They had not always been here. They evolved with the energies of substance, not fully formed in a third-dimensional format, but enough so that they could interact with it. They circled the bubble of light that encompassed the energy concentration of Lemuria. Lemuria had once been larger in form, when it was not form in its current state. Initially, an energy that came from the waters of the planet, waters that had traveled from another solar system into this existence. So had the energies of one traveled in these waters. The waters traveled as if upon a night sky, 1,000 nights over, through the solar systems, eventually taking shape upon a mass that orbited a sun. As the waters stirred and communed, it was as if the waters had never left their origin point. For you see, the water always was. No time, no space, just travel. Setting eventually upon a planet, the water breathed in knowing of all, and yet of none. The coding was of unity, coexistence, of life. As the waters slowly evaporated, the lands rose in some areas of what we now call Earth. The form of existence also came, yet in the beginning it was not solid, merely the coding of thought and feeling, of form and no form. And from these conditions, the Lemurians awoke to their new home, a solar system away from where they had started. In the form of no form, they communed in the water, dancing within the very codes of what would eventually see the planet we now call Earth. They danced in the all of being that is all and is nothing. And as the water settled and the routine of circling the sun became so, as land began to rise, so did the transition of Lemuria. The Lemurians slowly took form, not like the form of today, etheric in nature, vibrating at a rate that was of the waters it came from. I say it as they were not separate, or did not see themselves as separate, but as unified, not all the same, and all together in support of the organism of all. As years passed, the coating became more solid, especially in the water upon the surface. This was likely from the sun connection, though the planetary alignment that had been taking place in the planets around the sun, the stars, the orchestration of separate creations working together as one began to take its natural evolution, as it always does within the cosmos. So the Lemurians, as the cosmos around them began to take shape as players in a dance, this dance of cosmic rhythm of our galaxy took effect on all of the galaxy that had been created. From all unity consciousness, it began to take hold as unity working together in harmony and destruction to continue the ongoing existence. Thus our Lemurians started to evolve or devolve from the original coding of all to the activation of the coding of separation. As they became etheric beings, they began to take on shape in the forms of the original coding of dolphins, whales, and humans, looking beings that were light and shimmering in different colors. The dragons were not part of Lemuria at this time, though as the land came forth and fire and earth became part of the landscape, they did appear. The dragons appeared as caretakers and protectors of the coding that the Lemurians tapped into, that they were. This coding was eventually downloaded into crystals. Lest we not forget, though, the water deep within the planet today has the original codes. The energy of the creation of the galaxy was with the water, coding with the energy of light, the sun, and with the electrical charge, magnetic balance between the earth, planets, stars, and sun. This, the natural evolution and dissolution one day, the ebb and flow, the balance is organic. The Lemurians understood the balance, the coding, the evolution, the charge. They understood the balance of the cosmos, and in the balance, they existed millions of years evolving into the creation of this. This is not the Lemuria you've heard about. This is from the creation point. The other Lemuria that is spoken of came later, when the separation had taken place of the beings as individual, denser entities. And this is when the dragons came in. For simplification, we will call this other time closer to our existence, Mu. When the planet had other visitors from beyond the planet, things started to shift. Also, coding in the water produced other creatures, not just Lemurians. There were denser creatures that came up from the seas and onto the lands. This coded evolution was a dance between the water and the earth and the solar system. These creatures were natural, as from the water, though some of these creatures were also manipulated by genetic coding that was not of the water, but of outside influence later in the timeline of linear Earth flashpoint. In the art of creation, there is balance. In balance, we stay as the Lemurians did for millions of years. In creation, there's also expression and contraction. And in these realms of the organic elements, there is both. To stay in balance is to be in harmony. To expand and contract, there is friction, or what we may refer to as disharmony. Why, I asked, did we go from harmony to disharmony? The answer was to experience the expansion and contraction, which will bring us back to harmony. The way of the water coding seems more palatable to me. The original Lemuria was the embodiment of coding in a pure form. Within the sacred balance of our cosmic origins lies all answers. To look within the self and to understand we are part of the whole is powerful. It is not a guru, a church, a religion, a leader that has the answer to existence. The answer lies within the cosmos, and we are cosmically coded. Those that tap into this knowing have the answers of all questions. They also hold the key to creation itself.